So, probably not to any surprise whatsoever, a production space dedicated to YouTubers is stunningly gorgeous and the lighting is always on point. Also not surprising is that this is a Google-owned company, in which case the food was a little bit out of control. Anything you wanted. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the Google 15 is real. As soon as we arrived, we were broken up into teams. I was on Team Thundercats. Shout out to Kyla and Crystal, my partners. Crystal, shout out to you for coming up with the name in half a second. We really ran with it.
Congratulations on winning Next Up, Camp 2.
I think one of the most exciting things about the week was being able to meet my new partner manager, which is Carolina. She led us through a lot of writing exercises throughout the week and was there to give us mostly the direction in terms of our channel strategy, what we could do to improve. Our hands-on experience was literally with anywhere between $1,000 and $50,000 cameras, which is a little bit overwhelming because I think as creators, we really just want to touch and interact with something we actually see ourselves using on a regular basis. But you know, the fancy cameras are pretty great too. Day one was pretty overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. I think they had to cram the most into that day. So it was not just the cameras. We were featured in a Business Insider article and that was like super buzzworthy amongst the group that day. We also had a panel discussion with previous Next Up alumni and they were basically sharing what they took away from the camp, what they did to change and improve, and basically how they do business as a channel overall. And that evening we kicked off the first of many dinners together, which was so great because I think we got to relax for the first time and actually try to get to know each other outside of our own teams and drinking a little bit of wine.
I hope to see all you guys here and I hope you have tons of fun tonight and the rest of the week. Oh, you guys are filming!
Yeah. It was magic. Day two was very intensive on audio and lighting. And this was specifically where I think I had the most excitement for me, because audio I always feel like is a point of contention on this channel. It's good, but it could be better. And lighting, I'm just playing around. I have no idea what I'm doing. Day three, they took it a little easy on us. So Wednesday was a little bit relaxing, but we were then told about our video challenges. Essentially, they were assigning us a challenge of make a video based on the things that you've learned from camera, lighting, audio, green screening, all these classes that we took. They gave us a challenge. We were assigned the boardroom for our video challenge. So on day four, that's where we spent the whole day. Each of us in the group, Team Thundercats, Thundercats Ho. We had our own little time slots each to make our own videos, and because we were given the boardroom, I didn't really feel like there was something I could do there and use for this channel. So I ultimately made a video that was simply going to be for the screening party in the Next Up camp, not something I would share here. Truthfully, we had way more fun filming Kyla and Crystal's projects. Kyla did this like awesome like horror slash thriller video, and Crystal is just fun and funny, and so she did this little comedy and it was great. We had a little bit of extra time because we were done editing our projects while everybody else was still working on it, so we actually got to go try the virtual reality booth, and I have never been a big fan of VR, and now that I've experienced it in sort of like a dedicated space, it's kind of cool. Also a little scary.
Where? Oh my god. What is that? I didn't know. That is freaky.
It was an absolutely incredible week. I think the coolest thing is that a week is a long time for me to spend with people from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I mean, we really were go, go, go for the entire week. But when you're surrounded by people who get you on a level that you're not used to, and for me that was YouTube video creator nerdery, like that's really special, and I think you can fill a week's worth of conversation fairly easily in that environment. So it was just so great to make new friends, and it was so great to connect friends I know with other people that I had just met in this group and start to understand how we could all help each other in the future. You really have this incredible bond that you create by going to camp together. I guess anyone that's been to camp before would already know this, but this is new territory for me. Probably the biggest moment that happened this week was I've seen where I want this YouTube channel to go, and it has a lot to do with where we've been already, and it has a lot to do with what I haven't even touched yet that I'm very excited to do. Because I think you guys have seen certain creative moments from me so far that sort of caught you off guard, in a good way I hope, of like, wow, I didn't know that that was something she did, or I didn't know that was something she thought about, or I didn't know that was a talent she had, or something like that. And these are all things that it's almost like I've been afraid to do. And now that I've had conversations with my partner manager and with all of the participants of Next Up, and friends and family and people that matter to me on this journey of video creation, I feel like now is the time, if I'm going to make any changes to this channel, this is it. I don't know if it's gonna be totally different. I just don't really know what it's gonna be. But what I do know is that I've covered a lot of information in the 630 plus videos on this channel, and that's all stuff that we've really hammered and is going to be a great resource for anybody that stumbles upon this channel in the future. But there's also stuff I haven't talked about yet that I kind of want to try, and I think it's time to branch out. So that's essentially what I'm telling you. I'm branching out. Sure. Sounds good. I think it's gonna include wine on camera a lot more often. I think the bottom line is that if not for you guys, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go. I wouldn't have gotten the feedback that I got. I wouldn't have gotten the guidance, and I need it from you too. I don't do a good enough job of asking you guys for feedback. I don't. That's something I'm just inherently terrible at. So that needs to change starting immediately. So I need you to do two things for me. One is there's going to be a poll popping up in the corner, and I want you to take that poll, essentially asking you, how often do you watch these videos? Do you watch it every time it comes out? Do you watch a video once a week? Do you watch videos less than once a week? Just try to go through that poll and think, to the best of your ability, how often are you watching here? Because I know if you're here this late in the video that you are a friend of mine, so answer truthfully. And then for the comments, I need you to leave what your favorite video I've ever created is. The one that you recommended to your friend, the one that you've watched 10 times, the one that really helped you, the one that really inspired you, the one that really made you laugh. What was that video? And I want you to leave that in the comments below, because these are the things that I really need to look at and hear from you what made you the most happy to be here, so that I can continue to strive for that in the future. This camp was not just about increasing and bettering my equipment, which of course is going to happen, and I will tell you all those details as they do. It was about making this environment better for you as a viewer, as a subscriber, as a friend, as a social. So thank you for everything you've done for me, and thank you for doing those challenges. I cannot wait to spread my wings for you and do even more cool stuff here. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Cheers to you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.